Hi guys, it's Dr. Stokes at Doc Mom MD, and today I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about how to keep your baby safe when they are sleeping. I remember bringing that newborn home and just looking over in that bassinet and just saying, are they sleeping okay? What is that noise? Are they still breathing if you don't hear them for a long time? And so all those things can be anxiety producing for parents. So I just wanted to touch base with you today just to talk about some ways to keep them safe. So just as one little note, I do want to say that the AAP always recommends that we put babies to sleep on their back. Unfortunately, about 3,500 babies die each year due to SIDS or other complications of suffocation or strangulation. And so because of this, we have to do what we can to keep our babies as safe as possible. So number one, newborns should always be put, again, back to sleep. I always say put them on their back, let them sleep comfortably to look up to the stars. When babies are asleep on their back, we know that's the safest position for them to be in. Now, when kids get a little bit older, sometimes they learn how to roll on their own. And even though we recommend that they actually stay on their backs up until about 1 year of age, after they're able to roll on their own, you do not have to flip them over once they are falling asleep. If they're safe enough to be able to push up and roll over, they're safe enough usually to protect their airway. We also want to make sure, secondly, that you use a very firm surface. Anybody who has felt a crib mattress, it feels almost as hard as a rock. When a baby is sleeping, you do not want an indentation with their body, so no sleep number beds for our babies. You want to make sure that that mattress is as firm as possible and the mattress cover is tightly fitted and there are no loose blankets or stuffed animals or anything else in the crib with them. But, for some of those families who are really uncomfortable with their babies being, away from them, not being in their bed, the third thing that we recommend is room sharing up until about 6 months of age. So that way, if you are breastfeeding or you feed the baby in your bedroom, you can get up, feed them, and then put them back in their crib or their bassinet or their pack and play while they are sleeping, but you're still able to be in the room with them. You don't have to get that feeling of nervousness or anxiety not being there. And I always say share, not smother, to make sure those babies feel that comfort as well. Your goal is to feed them, watch them, and comfort them, but just not have them right underneath you. I do recognize culturally there are a lot of families who do things differently, or just by the sheer nature of how some households are managed, there may only be one room for the baby to be in. But if there is any way possible for them to have their own space, we definitely want to do that. And feel free to check out my other video that talks a little bit about sleep schedules and how to help families with that. We never want to put a baby to sleep on a couch or a sofa. Those areas are just way too soft for them, and they can be really dangerous for a baby to get stuck in between the creases or to roll over and to cause some issues with that too. In order to keep your baby comfortable and safe, we usually say consider a swaddle, keeping those shoulders close together, but make sure it's not too tight in the hips as to avoid issues with hip growth and development, but keeping that together. There are so many different brands out there, the Merlin Sleep Soothe and the Zen Sack. And then there's also several websites that you can look at. Milkmaid Goods has a lot of different cute little swaddle sets too for babies to keep them warm, but also to give them that sense of security. And you may even want to consider a pacifier for sleep. There are some babies who will take a passy and some will not. And so we cannot get too stressed about that. And that's when you actually get into the issue of them using fingers or the thumb to soothe them. And that's a much harder habit to break. You can also check out my video on that, on thumb sucking in kids. A big thing to remember is do not bed share if your baby is younger than 4 months. If they were premature or extremely small babies, just by the nature of us accidentally rolling over on them or not hearing them if they're crying or something like that, if they're in the soft mattress, that's just not safe. Do not bed share if you're a smoker or if you've been drinking alcohol, or if you're taking some type of medication for sleep or that promotes drowsiness, just to make sure you're as alert as possible. And do not bed share if you're not the baby's parent. Of course, there are a lot of people that help to take care of kids. There's a village for that. But a lot of times parents are just a little bit more sensitive when it comes to waking up with like subtle noises and things like that. So I would love for you to share this video with grandparents, caretakers, babysitters, whoever is involved with sleep habits for your kids, so that they can all keep our babies safe. You can also visit me on Instagram and Twitter at DocMomMD. I would love for you to like, subscribe to this channel, and share it with your friends so that they can actually learn how to keep babies as safe as possible. If you happen to be in the Atlanta area, I would love for you to visit me as a patient at Ivy League Pediatrics in Norcross or Alpharetta Pediatrics in Roswell. Remembering that if we can keep our babies safe, that will help them to be healthy, help us to be healthy, and we can share those good tips for generations to come. See you next time.